Hello, welcome to the Katy Sissine Show. I'm your host, Katy Sissine, addressing the indoctrination of the American nation. And today's episode, we are going to be talking about George Soros, the slithery snake Soros, the puppeteer, the man behind the mask, the Oz, the evil Oz. There's so many nicknames I can make up for this guy. I mean, his picture alone says it all. I mean, he looks like he's devising a devious plan right here in the picture. Soros has a net worth of $25 billion, and he lost $1 billion, a big chunk of change, after Trump won the election. Starting to see a connection there. And there is a connection. We know he donated millions to the Hillary campaign and to other Democratic campaigners, I believe to Bernie Sanders as well, and others. He supported the Clintons for years and gave, about, as I said, 10 million to the Hillary campaign against Trump. And now it's reported from Breitbart News first that employees of his hedge fund donated to Paul Ryan, Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, John McCain, John Kasich, and Lindsey Graham in 2016. Now, why would they do this? He donated tens of thousands to these nominees, whatever you want to call it, to these candidates in the running for candidacy for presidency. Yet this is a conspicuous situation, because what is the purpose of his doing that? Now, he didn't donate to Ted Cruz, who was also a front runner in the election. He didn't donate to Trump, who was a front runner in the election. He donated to the smaller nominees. He donated to Rubio, to Ryan. Not Ryan. Ryan wasn't in the race, but to Bush and to Kasich. And not all these people were in the race, but Paul Ryan had has a very big mass appeal and has the power to sway people. And he was actually given the most money by Soros. And as a result of this, we saw a lot of criticism upon Trump following these donations given to these candidates. Now, we wonder why Soros, would give this money to these people. And my guess is that he wanted them to down talk Trump and to play up the status of Washington and to act like there's not a necessity to drain the swamp. And they wanted candidates to speak out against Trump, or Soros did, so he gave them the money to do so. I don't know, some kind of under the table agreement, or he gave them money out of pure goodwill. But he's a businessman, so to say that he gave money out of pure goodwill, without any kind of personal gain, that would be highly unlikely. And it is said by psychologists that even the most charitable things done by man are actually done for our own self-fulfillment. And that's an inherent nature of people. I don't know if George Soros would believe that, because he is a liberal, and that asserts that people are inherently selfish, but his actions would show that he is a realist, because Soros's actions have been nothing but inherently evil. So how do I back that up? Well, he makes money off collapsing economies. That's evil. You collapse an economy, and therefore you collapse families, you collapse systems of education for the future of the world, for children that are going to be the future of the world. That's an evil deed. To make money off of that and to make that some kind of sport is evil. So David Rogers and this money that was given to these candidates, I should say, was given under names from the hedge fund. David Rogers and Joshua Donfield, portfolio managers at Soros's family office, are actually leaving the office, and they handled billions in trading and investment activities. So that's a little conspicuous to me. Just around the time this news comes out, slightly beforehand, we find out portfolio managers, longtime managers that have handled billions are leaving the Soros family office. Maybe they know something about Soros that makes them feel like they are working for someone who is on his own crazy agenda that could be detrimental to the world. And maybe they don't want to work for him anymore. I mean, these were very close associates that handled billions of dollars for Soros. On Bloomberg, Soros expressed that he hoped Trump would fail in the election and that he did not believe Trump could be a successful president. Soros funneled millions into the Hillary Clinton campaign. He currently funds anti-Trump and other predominantly leftist protests. And now, money donated to Paul Ryan has been donated to Paul Ryan, among others, under Soros's, Rogers, and Donfeld's names. Now, you remember Roger and Donfeld? I just told you they were portfolio managers at the hedge fund that left around the same time that this news gets exposed. So these portfolio managers that handled billions of dollars for Soros left Soros, I guess right around the time that this news was exposed, that there was money given under Rogers and Donfeld's names to Republicans to speak out against Trump. And that's really the whole idea, from my opinion, that George Soros did fund these Republicans, because they had the power to get other Republicans to be part of the anti-Trump movement, even though that's very hard to get a Republican to do, because I have yet to see a Republican on the TV that has admitted themselves as being a paid protester, which we are seeing on the streets now. We're seeing people that are actually admitting to being protesters and being paid for it. Here's a Craigslist ad to prove that this is actually going on. And I'm going to pull that up right here for myself. Just give me one moment. The Craigslist ad states that people are being paid. They're being offered benefits. It's absolutely crazy. You would not believe it. Here we go. So, fight against Trump agenda. We're hiring full-time activists, 15 an hour in Seattle. Washington Can is our state's oldest and largest grassroots nonprofit. And that's an organization that's funded by George Soros, the oldest and largest grassroots nonprofit. It says we've been organizing and winning on the local and national level for over 35 years on issues such as racial, social, and economic justice, healthcare, immigration reform, tax fairness, and a living wage for all workers. So they put this out there as a philanthropic job, fighting for, progressive reform. It says we are looking for motivated, and progressive is another word that has been misconstrued by the liberals in order to further their agenda. It says we are looking for motivated individuals who are seeking full-time, part-time, and permanent positions. Our paid training program is the best around. We will teach you the skills you need to succeed as a paid protester. The combined experience, and I'm adding in words here, the combined experience of our management team is over 50 years. They'll teach you how to get it done. At Washington Can, you will work at our home office here in Seattle, regularly meet with the organizers, lobbyists, and executive director, and have a real sense of being directly involved in our work. Now, where do you think these people want to go after they get involved in organized protesting? Well, you know what my guess is? My guess is that they're trying to get involved in politics and to be politicians maybe one day, at least a lot of these people. And teaching people to be politicians by way of paying them to say things that you tell them to say is being a career politician. And our founding fathers warned us against career politicians. We need people with business experience we need self-made people to be in politics, people that know what it's like to be a real contributing, creative, productive member of society. We provide health benefits. They even provide health benefits in medical, dental, and vision, a 401k, paid vacation, paid sick days, holidays, and leave of absence. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. It's an internship with all benefits that pays 15 to 20 an hour. They get away with this, I guess, by calling it an internship. It is basically an indoctrination for future hard left politicians, career politicians. It says for full-time and part-time positions, here's the phone number. Please call 206-805-6686 and ask for Soul. I'd like to call this number. I'll probably try to call this number and see if it's still in order later today. For the part-time phone organizer, please call 206-805-6678. All right, let's get rid of this picture. It also said students, women, and minorities are urged to apply. Now we got to cut to a break. Thank you so much for tuning in to the first segment of Thursday's episode. Now, stay tuned in. We're going to get right back to Mr. Soros.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
It's a new year. New you at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper. Ring in the new year with huge deals on a brand new Ford. Right now, get exceptional offers like 0% financing plus a $1,500 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford F-150 XLT. Or get 0% financing plus a $1,000 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford Explorer. Make your resolution a reality during the New Year, New You sales event at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper, home of the Schottenkirk Customer Guarantee. Visit us online at schottenkirkfordjasper.com.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hello, thank you for tuning in to the Katy Sissine Show, addressing the indoctrination of the nation. I'm Katy Sissine. Now, we left off discussing George Soros and how George Soros has been caught recently as funding Republicans during the presidential election and probably has funded them to speak out against Trump and promote the anti-Trump movement even within the Republican circle. Now, how does he advance from this? Well, he's trying to get even Republicans in the Republican Party to join his anti-Trump protest movements. Now, there's a site called Value Walk. They compiled a list of organizations following the march that Soros works with. On the last episode, we showed a Craigslist ad that offered an internship that paid $15 to $20 an hour and could lead to future positions. And it was the job of protesting. It was paid protesting, and it also included benefits. So things like this are popping up on Craigslist, and it's absolutely ridiculous because what they're doing is they're trying to create career politicians. And we all know that our founding fathers told us that we don't want people, and people have said for years, for decades now, politicians and officials and analysis have said for years, we do not want career politicians. That's what the Clintons were. They started, as college kids at Yale, I believe, and then they, got into politics and started getting funded and continue to be funded and claim that they're broke, but yet, take the money from their charity foundation to pay for their daughter's wedding, et cetera, et cetera. People like the Clintons are career politicians. Why are they bad for the country? Because they do what other people tell them to, and these people are not adherent to the American agenda. George Soros is not adherent to the American agenda. He is a Hungarian American. He has American citizenship somehow. Maybe he paid, billions of dollars to get it. Who knows? Anyway, so this website discusses the Women's March, and on their website it listed about 400 groups as partners, including the AFL-CIO, ACLU, and MoveOn.org, which is George Soros' foundation. Those are groups with long-standing ties to the Democratic Party and liberal causes. So back to the march. The Women's March should not have been called the Women's March. I mean, it was affiliated left after left after left organization, liberal after liberal after liberal organization, and it had the nerve to call itself the Women's March. Well, let's be honest here. Half the women in this country aren't on the left, they're on the right. So it wasn't the Women's March. They should have called it the leftist march, or the anti-Trump march, or the anti-Trump leftist march, because so many points and parts of that march just promoted hatred of the government. Madonna talked about blowing up the White House. I mean, it was absolutely ludicrous what went down at this march. It was an anti-Trump, anti-America, it was chaos. It was promoting civil unrest. At the root of everything, all beliefs aside and all names aside, liberal, Republican, whatever, this was a march to promote civil unrest. We had so-called stars up there talking about how much they hated who's in the White House, how much they hated our president. And they accused him of all the isms in the book, racism, sexism, whatever you want to call it, very vehemently. And then Madonna's thing about blowing up the White House, I mean, whoa, she should be detained. She should be put away for a little while. She needs some help. I think if someone says that, they really need psychological help, especially if they say it to a group full of people and they're a public figure. She's supposed to influence many young girls out there and women and even, young boys. So where does she get off trying to incite violence in all of these people that may like her merely for her music? She has no right. I mean, she has the right, but she has not earned the right to say something so atrocious regarding the government. Anyway, Soros family has long supported Planned Parenthood. We've heard of the Trump administration federally defunding Planned Parenthood in order to promote the use of safer methods of birth control, which are, via the pill, preventative measures versus saying, versus the female saying, if I, so happen to get pregnant, well, then I'll just go to Planned Parenthood and get a free abortion. We don't want to condone that. It can still be privately funded. We can still have free abortion when necessary. That's nobody's saying that's not okay. No one's taking away a woman's right to do that. You never know the situation. You just don't. It's a personal thing. Anyway, and it's a little bit heavy, so I don't want to sit and talk about it for a while either. But, incentivizing people to use preventative measures versus using Planned Parenthood as, a plan B after the fact is the whole point of defunding Planned Parenthood, is to encourage preventative measures before pregnancy occurs, before conception. I'm not, the teacher of a sex ed class. If I was, I'd give the whole rundown, but you know what I mean. So anyway, last year, George Soros gave Planned Parenthood, and this is going to blow your socks off, an additional $1.5 million, but this is the kicker. He gave them $1.5 million to help them respond to the release of uncovered videos showing the sale of body parts from aborted fetuses. Then his son, probably Alexander Soros, he's the most well-known son of the Soros family, donated another $1 million around the same time. His donations to Planned Parenthood since 2000 total more than $20 million. We don't need Soros' money to fund Planned Parenthood. What is up with him just pouring money into Planned Parenthood? And what's up with him giving them more money when stories come out of them committing illegal actions such as selling body parts from other people's, selling body parts from other people's miscarriages, fetuses, what have you, from abortions or miscarriages, etc. It's very, very sad. It's something not to be taken lightly. This is, it gives me chills that a man would fund a program like Planned Parenthood to defend themselves when they're committing such atrocious actions as those. I wasn't even aware of the story until I researched Soros' involvement in it. I just became aware of the story a couple of months ago, and it's extremely disheartening to me. These two groups are merely the most prominent recipients of Soros's money. We're talking about the March's other premier partner, the Natural Resources Defense Council, states on the website it relieves funding from Soros's Open Society Foundations, the George Soros-backed Open Society Institute and Foundation to support Open Society gave NRDC over $2.2 million since 2008. These two groups, excuse me, are merely the most prominent recipients of Soros's money. Over 50 of the groups listed as partners of the march have received some kind of financial aid from Soros. I've already talked about this in the March episodes. If you'd like to check those out, just check out the Women's March, the Katy Sissine Show. You can find those on the YouTube archives. Anyway, so donations range in size from $24,000 to more than $34 million over the last 15 years. Many donations are to pro-choice groups and organized labor. So these are where, you know, Soros is donating to mainly to pro-choice groups, promoting, you know, more feminist movements that have already been accomplished by 3 waves of feminism. And he's trying to cause more civil unrest by, you know, saying that females are still highly unequal to males, and, you know, which I haven't personally been affected by, you know, aside from maybe being the last pick in kickball when there were mostly guys playing on the field. So let's be real. I've been treated like an equal citizen in this country. I really have. I don't feel like I've been discriminated against as a woman you know, I mean, men are discriminated against for being men. Women are discriminated against for being women. Certain races are discriminated against for being whatever they are. I mean, it's going to happen. I'm not going to single myself out and say, poor me, give me attention, give me donations, I need help. And I believe that's what a lot of these protests are about, and they want to make it seem like people owe them something. The recipients of the federal aid from Planned Parenthood, the recipients of the aid from organized labor, they feel like the government owes them something. So yeah, they're taking Soros up on his offers to pay them for protesting, because they feel like the government owes them something, and they're getting these benefits. They're getting overpaid for this menial work where they're just basically robots and told what to do. And then of course, there's the Black Lives Matter that he funded, and the Women's March, and all this crazy stuff. And it's just Ferguson, and it's out of control. Anyway, we're out of time for today. I'm excited to get back to you tomorrow. Remember to follow me at Katy FYNTV and email me at katy@fetchernews.com. And I want to thank you for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you so much.